My name's Chris Parker. I live in Oak Park. That's a suburb.
They probably figured that out.
Hey, movie buffs, ever wondered what made Adventures in Babysitting so special behind the scenes? This 1987 classic packed more hidden gems than a treasure chest. So tonight, buckle up, because here are some mind-blowing facts you probably didn't know. And stick around halfway for a special challenge that'll have you LOLing and maybe booking a babysitter, just in case. Let's go. Adventures in Babysitting marked the directorial debut of Chris Columbus, who had already made a name for himself as a screenwriter, with blockbuster hits like Gremlins and The Goonies. Transitioning to directing was a major leap, and Columbus took it seriously. He reportedly read more than 100 scripts before settling on this one. He chose it specifically because he felt it was the right size and scope for a first-time director, describing it as a small enough scale project to manage effectively. But Columbus didn't stop at just picking the right script. He helped shape the tone of the film by assigning Elisabeth Shue and the rest of the cast a viewing list of screwball comedies, including After Hours and classic Marx Brothers films. The goal? Mastering fast-paced comedic timing. That preparation paid off, especially during the iconic Blues Club scene, where Shue's quick wit and performance were heavily influenced by those classic comedies. Take a seat. Casting for Adventures in Babysitting could have gone in a very different direction. Before Elisabeth Shue landed the role of Chris Parker, Molly Ringwald was reportedly considered, as she was one of the biggest teen stars of the era. However, Ringwald passed on the role. Jodie Foster was also in the mix early on, though she too declined. While there are long-standing rumors that Bette Midler or Cher were considered, there's little solid evidence to support that, and such casting would have significantly altered the tone of the film. Ultimately, the role went to Elisabeth Shue, who was balancing a rising film career with her studies at Harvard. Her performance brought a grounded charm to the role that helped define the film's mix of heart and chaos. It's wild to imagine how different things could have been. Can you picture Chris Parker, played by Clarice Starling or Elaine Bennis? Although Adventures in Babysitting is set in Chicago, most of it was actually filmed in Toronto. And the reason, unsurprisingly, was budget. But there was one problem. Toronto was just too clean to pass for gritty, late-night Chicago. So the crew had to dirty it up. Trash was deliberately scattered around the streets, and production assistants were even stationed on site to prevent city workers from tidying it up before filming. The filmmakers were fully committed to realism, even if that meant manufacturing grime. One of the most infamous behind-the-scenes moments happened during the L train subway scenes, which were shot in the middle of the night. Since the crew didn't have official access to the platform, the stunt coordinator reportedly picked the lock so they could sneak in and film the scenes they needed. It's just another example of how low-budget creativity, and maybe a little rule-bending, helped bring this chaotic adventure to life. The iconic Blues Club scene in Adventures in Babysitting wasn't just movie magic. It was one of Elisabeth Shue's most memorable acting experiences. She later described it as one of the most authentic moments she'd ever performed. The energy, the improvisation, and the sheer awkwardness all felt incredibly real. Shue also spoke about how uncomfortable she was, filming the moment where her character reacts to a fake Playboy spread featuring her face. It was, in her words, the toughest thing she'd done on screen at that point. But no, for the record, she didn't pose nude. It was all movie trickery. Meanwhile, Keith Coogan, who played Brad, admitted that Shue genuinely broke his heart during filming. He had a real crush on her, and was crushed when she laughed at his character's romantic dinner line. That genuine laugh, it stayed in the movie. So yeah, that heartbreak you see on screen, totally real. The chaotic one-night adventure vibe of the movie didn't come out of nowhere. It was heavily inspired by two films, Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Martin Scorsese's After Hours. Screenwriter David Simkins actually pitched the idea as a teen after hours, aiming to blend that movie's unpredictable, surreal nighttime journey with the kind of youthful energy found in Ferris Bueller. He wanted something that felt like a roller coaster ride, a night gone completely off the rails, but still grounded in the relatable chaos of teenage life. Director Chris Columbus fully embraced that vision, emphasizing a tone that walked the line between comedy and near disaster. His goal was to make the night feel out of control, but never lose the heart of the characters. That perfect mix of escalating insanity and teenage charm is what helped make the movie so memorable. It wasn't just adventure. It was carefully crafted chaos. All right, pause for a sec. If that tidbit about someone picking a subway lock doesn't make you want to hire babysitters for your midnight antics, or at least Netflix with your spouse instead of babysitting, I don't know what will. Like this video if you've ever had a babysitter adventure, comment "crushed my heart" if you've laughed so hard your babysitter looked at you weird. And hey, hit subscribe before your babysitter disappears too. Let's go. The gang confrontation on the Chicago L train is one of the most intense scenes in Adventures in Babysitting. And a big reason it feels so raw is because much of it was improvised. Director Chris Columbus wanted the moment to have a real edge, something more authentic than the overly staged fight scenes common in teen comedies at the time. So, when the extras playing rival gang members started getting deep into character and bringing their own energy to the scene, Columbus let them roll with it. The result was a bit of controlled chaos, not completely scripted, not totally polished, but full of tension. The actors reacted in real time, giving the scene a gritty, spontaneous feel that made it more impactful. That improvisation added serious weight to the comedy, showing that even in a wild teen movie, the danger felt just real enough to make your heart race. During the filming of the tow truck and windshield sequence, a surprising accident added an unexpected layer of authenticity to Adventures in Babysitting. While setting up the scene, the actor playing the tow truck driver accidentally smashed the windshield. Not of a prop or stunt car, but of a real car that belonged to director Chris Columbus's mother. The production had to think fast. Instead of halting the scene or reshooting, the team improvised. They quickly rewrote the moment to have Brenda lying near the guy in the Cadillac, reacting to the chaos around her. Elisabeth Shue's expression of shock during that scene? It wasn't entirely acting. She was reacting to the genuine confusion and change in direction on set. Sometimes the best movie moments come from unplanned chaos, and this accident brought a surprising dose of realism and spontaneity to a scene that already had plenty of edge and energy. It might seem like legendary blues guitarist Albert Collins was always part of the plan for Adventures in Babysitting, but his appearance was actually a carefully chosen cameo arranged by director Chris Columbus. Columbus wanted to honor Chicago's rich blues tradition and elevate the iconic club scene beyond just a comedic beat. Instead of hiring an actor to fake it, he brought in the real deal, Collins, known for his fierce guitar playing and charismatic stage presence. His performance lent the film a sense of authenticity and musical credibility that resonated with audiences. What could have been a forgettable gag turned into a standout moment, blending humor and cultural homage. The impact was lasting enough that Entrada Records eventually released the film's official soundtrack, which included the unforgettable Babysitting Blues number. It's a rare case where a lighthearted teen comedy paused just long enough to nod to the city's musical soul and nailed it.